How long have you been using the bees for your MS?
Oh man, it's hard to remember. I've got 8 or 9 years.
And then you started out how many a week? And
Well, it's always best to, I think, you know, the first day I maybe did one or two bees, and then the next day I think, well, I thought, gee, that was okay. I think I'll do 3 today. So you sort of.
So is that so that if there's any kind of a reaction, you'd see it?
Yeah, and I didn't. Well, the first stings did react quite big. They were pretty big and red because they were the first ones. And some people might think, oh, this is too difficult because of the big swelling and it itched. Oh, they can itch. And at first, that was, you know, that's what I experienced. But I went on, and pretty soon the welts got smaller and less red, and they didn't itch, and it was okay.
How could you tell it was helping the MS?
Well, mainly it was walking.
Oh.
I could leave where I had done it, and within about 10 minutes I could walk better.
Wow.
Or go up the stairs quicker. Just, you know, I just knew it had affected whatever.
And these are ordinary honeybees?
Just honeybees, yeah. And I think the fellow up in Vermont, see, at first people thought that his honeybees were special because what they were, where they were getting their pollen from.
Yeah.
But then it grew that it could be honeybees from anywhere. Some honeybees are big into daisies because the daisies are in the next field or whatever. But I don't think it matters.
Well, show me about the thumb that you were talking about. Because it also helps with arthritis.
Oh, arthritis is very successful.
And so this thumb, you've got symptoms of discomfort.
Arthritis, yeah, and it hurts.
And then what happens when you sting? Where do you sting yourself?
Then I put just one sting. See, it's a small area, so you don't want to, you know. And so I just sting there, and then within a couple of days, there's no more pain. I can bend it. See, I can bend this one, but I can't bend that knuckle. But then after I've done the bees, I can bend it.
And then how long the beneficial effects of it last? How long?
I guess a couple of weeks.
Yeah, from just one sting, or would you?
Just one sting.
Yeah.
Well, that everybody is different, you know. But for me, that's what works.
Yeah.
And I get reminded that I should sting it when it starts to hurt.
Right, right. Any other maladies that you found it has helped people with?
Well, my daughter used to come and have bee stings. And she had PMS, you know, depression.
Right.
And it always helped. She always left feeling, oh, I feel so much better. And again, there must be, you know, the PMS, post-menstrual syndrome, was most likely, a premenstrual syndrome, must have been because of inflammation. And I think any kind of inflammation might be helpful. The bees might be helpful.
Yeah, because that's at the heart of the MS is inflammation.
Yeah, there's inflammation along the scars that cause it along the spinal cord and sometimes in the brain.
Oh.
And of course, arthritis is inflammation.
Right.
And so I think that, well, anyway, with my daughter, one day she was particularly discouraged, and she came to get her bee stings, and she wanted me to do one up here around her head and so forth. And I foolishly, because she had always tolerated it very well, did them, and then she had a reaction.
So at that time, did you do more than usual, or what?
Yeah,
was
she took more than usual, and they were closer to her head.
I see.
And she went into a reaction, a bad reaction, and ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, yeah. So that's something people obviously have to be careful of,
Yeah.
if there's any kind of a history of sensitivity to bee stings.
If they've ever had trouble. But anybody who uses, should have an FE pin in their house, near where they're using it. It's something that keeps you from going into shock. And hypodermic needle that's very easy to administer.
Oh, okay.
Just pat it onto the skin and
yeah.
the needle comes out.
I see. So if you're going to be playing around with the bees, you'd want to have that on hand.
If you even have them in the house, you should have one, and
yeah.
someone could come in.
Yeah. You've helped out other people to get involved in it, I guess.
Yeah. Now and then the apiary, because I'm a member of that, they are always looking for members. Sometimes I've had people contact me.
And that's an apiary society, or and they have
America.
a magazine that you get. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a nice news paper. It's a small sort of pamphlet they send because they have people talking about their experiences.
Well, that's good. Thank you. That's interesting information. This is the first edition of the Mile High Pod Chronicles we've had talking about bee stings. But
well, my goodness, you have a wide range of
you never know what's
subjects.
going to just have you reaching for the cameras. So we've been talking with my mother, Lois Edgerly, up at the beach in Maine about bee stings. This is Len Edgerly for the Mile High Pod Chronicles. Have a great day.